is that the elections are coming up. And I think not enough people realize how important it is to vote. And here's what people think. Their thought process is, I'm in New York, it's a humongous state. My vote doesn't really matter. I live in New Jersey, it's also a pretty big state. My vote doesn't matter. Everyone knows which way the state is going to go in regards to president, or at least that's what people think. So what's really the point of voting? So I like to say two things. First of all, you never know. And also included in that, first of all, is there's a lot of other things on the ballot that you could vote for that do make a difference, including there's a community member that's part of our Syrian community that's up for election in one of the assemblymen. And again, our votes could make a very big difference. That's number one. And number two, which is very important, and I don't think people realize it's important enough, is that when you vote, you count. And when you don't vote, you're a zero. That's how it works. So there are many communities, including many Jewish communities, that realize the power of their vote. So the whole community votes as a block, 30,000 people, 40,000 people. So you know what happens? Politicians come to that community every election and they say, okay, what can we give you? You need vouchers for your schools, you need security guards, you need some zoning, you need a little bit of this, you need a little bit of that. Here, no problem, Fadalu, we'll give you whatever you need because you're going to vote like a block. And then they come here and they say, oh, you guys, Syrian community, you don't vote. You know what? I'll give them the vouchers. I'll give them the extra police force. I'll give them the security. I'll give them the zoning. I'll give them whatever things they need. You guys, you don't matter because you don't vote. When you vote, even if the person you vote for loses, you count. Our Jewish community has a responsibility to vote. I often quote this thing. In Israel, obviously, it's a big deal. But I remember once when I was living in Israel, finding a little paper that had a L'Shem Yechud. L'Shem Yechud means like a prayer that you say before you do a mitzvah. Like L'Shem Yechud, some people say before they do the Sin the Sukkah, before they pray Mincha or Arbit, they say L'Shem Yechud. Before they do Kaut the Omer. I saw from the Shas party, from Chama Vajja himself, a L'Shem Yechud to say before you vote. Like it's a mitzvah, and say this whole prayer before you do this mitzvah of voting. It is. Because if you'd like to give $1 million to the community, please do so. But if you can't give $1 million to the community, you give a vote, the vote could lead to millions of dollars to the community. So how could you not vote? So what I'm saying is, I think it's very important. Okay, so I don't decide what goes on Instagram. Other people decide. But please, it is important that you vote because your vote could make a difference. Like I said, either in the presidency or at least in some of the other positions that are up for election. And number two is, even if every person you vote for loses, God forbid, the fact that you vote makes us a stronger bloc, and a stronger bloc gets more recognition and has a voice. And the voice, people that understand these things will tell you, if you have a voice, it leads to a dramatic impact and a dramatic help for our community. So whoever's listening to this, whatever community you're in, whether you're in a community in Brooklyn or Jersey or Lakewood or Teaneck or, I don't know, I could go through every city and state, Cleveland and Detroit and LA, wherever you are, your vote matters. So vote, and they let you do early voting. You could have voted last week, today, tomorrow, the next day. Walk inside, vote. It takes a few minutes, and it makes a big difference. Good.